Okay, I've tried to do this a couple times here on Instagram and I kept freezing. So welcome to part 3 of my anxiety series. My name is Jen Hines. I am a certified life coach and I help high achieving women really quiet the chaos of anxiety and burnout and overwhelm so they can feel more calm, confident, and in control of their lives. So again, like I said, this is part 3 of series of anxiety. And today we're talking about something so many of my clients struggle with, and you may too, overthinking. If your brain feels like it's got 37 browsers open at once, and some of them are even frozen, this one's for you. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, like absolutely exhausted, but your mind has decided to revisit that awkward text you sent a couple weeks ago? Or maybe you're rehearsing tomorrow's meeting for the 20th time, or spiral through all the possibilities and what ifs of something that hasn't even happened yet. Yes, that's called the overthinking loop, and it's a major anxiety trap for high achieving women especially. So let's talk about it and recognize it and figure out how to get out of it together. But first, let me share a little story about when I was really stuck in this overthinking loop. I remember my overthinking was at its worst. It was during a really busy season in my business and at home. And I'd finally gotten the kids to bed and I'd think, okay, now it's my time to rest. And I got into bed and I pulled out my Kindle and I started reading. And then all of a sudden my brain had other plans. I'd sit there like obsessing about the to-dos I hadn't gotten done that day. I was obsessing about something that I said on a Zoom call and overthinking of a different way to say it. Sometimes I'd be panicking about all the things I didn't get done. And then I would be thinking about tomorrow and what a disaster it was going to be if I didn't get some sleep. And my mind would just spiral over and over and over again. And then I'd wake up the next day and I was already tired, already stressed out, and already feeling behind. And then I beat myself up for not having it together, for not being more productive and better at handling things. So I was constantly feeling like I was carrying like 50 invisible tabs that were open in my brain at the same time. And no matter how many I closed, more would just pop up. So if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Here's what you need to know. Overthinking is a coping mechanism. It's your brain's way of trying to keep you safe and in control, especially when you're anxious. But it actually doesn't give you more control. It just gives you more mental clutter and decision fatigue. So here are some common signs that you might be stuck in this overthinking loop. Number 1, you replay conversations, wondering if you said the wrong thing. Number 2, you try to solve every possible future problem before it even happens. You may also delay making decisions because you're afraid of making things worse or making the wrong decision. You constantly second guess yourself even after you've made a choice and made a decision. Or you ruminate on past mistakes and criticize yourself for not doing better. Ruminate is a fancy word for thinking about it over and over and over and over again. This loop is exhausting. It feels productive, but it's not. It's mental burnout on a loop. So how do we quiet this noise? Here are the tools. Here's some tools that I give my coaching clients that may help. Number 1, catch it early. When you first start to notice your brain spiraling, say to yourself, okay, here comes the spiral again. It's just my brain's way of protecting me, but I don't have to follow every thought. Name it. That awareness is powerful. Number 2, ask yourself, is this helpful or is this a habit? Sometimes your brain is just busy out of habit, not because the thought is actually useful. And then number 3, write it down. A brain dump before bed or first thing upon waking in the morning or whenever your spiraling is happening can physically move the thoughts out of your brain and onto a piece of paper. And this creates more space, less anxiety, less mental clutter, less exhaustion. Overthinking thrives in silence and stillness. This is why it shows up the minute we stop moving. But you can refrain your brain to respond differently. You don't have to control every thought. You just need to not believe them. That's why a lot of times people's anxiety is worse like at bedtime or first thing in the morning before life gets busy, right? We distract ourselves so much with our busy everyday lives that we may not catch what's going on. But at night and first thing in the morning is when your spiraling may be the worst. And that's the most beneficial time to name it, catch it, and brain dump it, okay? So if this feels familiar to you and your brain feels like it never shuts off, please don't wait until you hit total burnout to ask for help. Let's just connect. I offer a free personalized life assessment session where we can connect on the phone and see what you're really struggling with. And you'll leave that call with 2 or 3 things you can do right now. It is not a high pressure sales call. It's just a chance for us to connect. Imagine like connecting to like your best friend at a coffee shop where you're just talking about like your day, what's going on in life. But when you get on the phone with me to talk about those things, I'll have some solutions for you. Okay? So book the call. If you're interested in that, drop the word session or call below wherever you're watching this. If it's in my email as a replay, just respond to the email or use the button below the video to book that session. Once you click the link for the session, it's going to give you a form where it's going to ask you for a couple of days and times that work for your schedule, and then I'm committed to making one of those happen. And we'll just hop on a call, and we'll connect and give you some solutions to what's going on right now. You don't have to stay stuck in this loop. I can help you out of it one thought at a time. Next week's going to be part 4 and our last final episode of the anxiety series, and it's a big one. We're going to be talking about people pleasing and the way it fuels the anxiety in women who are used to keeping everybody else happy at their own expense. Don't miss it. I'll see you then.